6 clues to prove we all have souls. The soul is the immortal, spiritual part of a person that exists before the body is born and still lives after the body dies. If that is the case, that is why people can reincarnate and start a new life in another body. Have you ever wondered, have you been something or someone else in a previous life? Or was your previous life the first? Philosophers and scientists have the same question as to whether man has a soul or not. Although many believe they have spirits, others are skeptical and want real proof of the existence of such spiritual entities. So here are the clues that could prove we all have souls. 1. Take photos of the soul. Sometimes we see pictures of ghosts or blurry images of a person with big feet, so it feels like the camera can also capture the soul, and regardless of whether they are real or not, they are always very interesting and very difficult to explain. For example, in Powell County, Kentucky, it is said that there was a horrible motorcycle accident and a guy named Sal Vasquez took a picture of the incident while driving by a truck. Vasquez posted the captured image to Facebook to share that dire news, but what he received in the comments was not what he expected. Viewers of the photo said Vasquez had captured the soul of the dead man leaving his body. People shared the post, and in the end, it became hot news in the online community. The photo shows a blurred image of a dead man leaving the body of a dead man. Next, let's watch a video posted in a Chinese hospital. It shows the body of a dead woman lying on a stretcher. The body is covered with a cloth, the room is dark, and you can clearly see a ghost beginning to escape from the body of the deceased woman. Now if this is real, I will just hope that this is something recorded on camera, because you might be shocked by seeing this in real life. I will definitely have a heart attack. 2. Near-death experiences. During her gallbladder surgery, Christy C. suffered a cardiac arrest. She experienced near-death experiences, a state of near-death, and even clinical death. I was up high, looking down at the doctors manipulating my body, Christy said after being rescued. Christy's story is just one of thousands of life and death experiences that have been discovered by the Near-Death Experience Research Foundation, NDERF. This facility was founded by Jeffrey Long, a doctor and researcher on near-death experiences. From 1998 up to now, more than 4,000 near-death experiences have been submitted to the NDERF website, becoming a resource for Jeffrey Long to explore the mysteries of life in the afterlife. 3. Bioelectric image. A Japanese farmer discovered the body of the drowned child. He was about to run, but the body rose up, grabbed him, causing him to fall down and die immediately out of fear. Scientists explain, it is not the devil that bioelectric has caused the phenomenon. Likewise, in the spring of 1957 in Poland, a student named Mangetski had an appointment with his girlfriend at 6 p.m., but due to stressful work, he fell asleep. In his slumber, he is informed of his girlfriend's death. In fact, a fast car drove past the girl crossing the street at the scheduled time. According to the scientists, in this case, when the girl died, her brain released an electrical wave, and Mangetski's brain was like a TV that transmits information to him. Korotkov teaches physics at St. Joseph's State Technical University, Petersburg, and is famous for research in the fields of human energy. The bioelectric camera generates a high-intensity electric field and creates a current around the object. Once, Korotkov took pictures of a person at the time of his death, and photos showed him leaving his body. 4. Brain activity. Canadian neurosurgeon Dr. Wilder Penfield is responsible for much of what we currently understand about our brains and considered the father of neurosurgery. For years Penfield thought that the brain could explain all human behavior, but after decades of research, he changed his mind. For example, in an experiment Penfield did. He wanted to observe the brain activity of one of his subjects. He set up a system to monitor all of the subject's brain activity. First he tells subject to raise his hand, and when he raises his arm, part of his brain is activated. When he put his hand down, that part of the brain was not activated. At the same time, Penfield asks subject to raise his hand, and replies, "Yes, I did." Later, Dr. Penfield used the machine to activate that part of the brain, but this time did not say anything to the subject. Arms raised. Then he disabled that part of the brain and the arm fell. When asked if he raised his arm, subject said, "No, it raised itself." This simple experiment is really amazing because in the second case, it was Penfield who activated the brain that caused the arm to go up, but in the first case who or what activated the brain. Because of this, Penfield concluded, the brain is a computer, but it is programmed by something outside of itself. He also wrote in his final book, The Mystery of the Mind, I have seriously, even believe, human consciousness, mind, is not something influenced by brain mechanisms. 5. Ghosts. I'm not afraid of ghosts, actually it's a lie, I'm scared of ghosts. Personally, I think ghost hunting is one of the worst things you can do. I mean, what are you doing? You don't have proton packs, what do you do when you get attacked by ghosts? Throw your iPhone at it. Oh, ghosts, oh it's coming, and now it's choking me, and now I'm dead. But seriously, we all know there are countless pictures and videos and testimonials out there are proof that ghosts can exist and ghosts are supposed to be lost souls, so this is proof for see we really have a soul. For example, VietnamNet reported, around 1 a.m., journalist P was on his way home when he met a ghost, wearing a blue hat, white shirt, hair down, wet, covered with something fade on the body. The mysterious white shadow also screamed in horror and followed the car a long way. 6. Reincarnation. Throughout history there have been countless instances of people recalling past lives, some cultures even considering reincarnation as the truth. Professor Ian Stevenson worked at the University of Virginia and his successor Dr. Jim Tucker has spent decades studying reincarnation in children and is believed to have investigated more than 3,000 cases. In many cases, children can remember extremely specific details from a past life. For example, in one of the cases is a boy named Sam. Sam was 4 years old when his grandmother passed away. When he cleaned up his mother's house, the boy's father saw and took home an old photo album. As Sam's parents remember, Sam had never seen a picture of his grandfather. As they were looking through the album, Sam pointed to a photo of a car and said, "This is my car." It was the first car of his grandfather. Sam's mother was skeptical, so she showed him a picture of her grandfather as a boy taken with other boys of the same age. Sam pointed to his grandfather and said, "This is me." As an experiment, Sam's mother asked the boy if he remembered anything else from his previous life. "Someone turned your sister into a fish," Sam said. When asked who, Sam answered the bad men. It turned out that the grandfather's sister had been murdered, and her body was thrown away in a water tank. Do you think man has a soul?